Alright, so today we're going to be doing an opening of Egyptian god deck Obelisk the Tormentor. So before we crack it open, let's take a look at the back of the structure deck here and see that Obelisk the Tormentor, arise and wreak your ultimate revenge. Obelisk the Tormentor, one of the three mighty Egyptian god cards, takes center stage in his very own structure deck. This deck includes the new attack spell card, Fist of Fate, to wipe out your opponent's cards, plus other new cards and clever tricks to summon monsters straight from your hand or deck, and quickly get the 3 monsters you'll need to summon Obelisk for yourself. And they really do a good job of hyping it up. And what I'm most interested in is the 5 new world premiere cards. Well, not really 5, Obelisk is already there. But the 4 new world premiere cards that we'll be getting in this structure. So this structure includes 32 common cards, 4 super rare cards, 4 ultra rare cards, and 1 double-sided deluxe game mat or dueling guide with tips to execute the perfect strategy. So that's really good because they're giving us 4 ultra rare cards. I'm very interested to see what those 4 will be. And of course, you can see the entire deck list here of the monsters, but let's find it out ourselves. So let's just crack open the structure like hooligans and delve into the divine contents of this structure. So we have the game mat here. Wow, this is beautiful. Let's see what the back is first. Keep you guys in suspense for a bit. Egyptian god deck Slifer the Sky Dragon and Egyptian god deck Obelisk the Tormentor. Oh, it's pretty cool what they did. They split it into 2 and gave us tips for both the decks in different halves, because they did say that when the product was announced that you could combine both of these decks together and use them as a singular strategy. So that's very, very interesting to see that they actually made it like this. Even in the Obelisk deck, there's a mention of Slifer, and I'm guessing that even in the Slifer deck, Obelisk will find its way. So basically, we know that the Slifer deck revolves around summoning tokens, and the Obelisk deck revolves around floating monsters. So let's take a look at this epic game mat. We have one half with Slifer and again the other half with Obelisk. This is so damn amazing. Oh my god, I love it. What an epic playmat. It really looks good. I don't think the camera does it justice because the gleam on this is amazing. Anyways, I can leave that in the side to marvel at later. Let's get into the rest of the contents of the structure deck. So I think we're gonna have to pull it open from the bottom, or we'll just have to tear it open like this. Oh god, I hate doing that. But we gotta do what we gotta do to get this bad boy out. Nothing else in the structure deck, so we can just get rid of it. So this is what we're looking for. And let's crack right into it. I wonder where the tag is to pull on so we can open it out. I don't think there is a tag for this one, so we're just gonna have to rough it out until we find it. I don't think there's a tag though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna come back to the video. All right, so there was a tag, which I was just too blind to see, so I just wanted to take it off in front of the camera when I found it. So first and foremost, we have the man himself, Obelisk the Tormentor, in amazing ultra rarity. Wow. I couldn't see this guy as any less, so he does deserve it. Oh, a bit of wrapping left. So that's Obelisk there. Next is Soul Crossing. What an amazing card. It basically allows you to tribute your opponent's monsters with a special summon of an Obelisk or a Slifer or any divine attribute monster basically. And it basically turns any of your Egyptian god cards into a sphere mode, which is amazing. And I think that any Obelisk, Slifer, or Ra deck from now onwards will definitely see this sided, and it's just such an amazing card, my goodness. Then, of course, we have Fist of Fate, which I believe is the superior of the 2 Egyptian god attack spell cards, because this guy says, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. It's the same for Thunder Force attack, but it says that if you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormentor, negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls. And if you do, destroy it. And if you do that, for the rest of this turn, the effects of that monster are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Then, if you activate, that's like 3 dents in one statement. That's wow. And then, if you activated this card during your main phase, you can apply this effect. Destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So this is basically a Raigeki Break, followed up by a Harpy's Feather Duster on spell speed 4. That is amazing. Wow. It can auto Dragoon, by the way, because that seems to be the standard of boss monsters these days. So as far as that is concerned, that is amazing. Divine Evolution. This card is so interesting because not only can you use it with your Egyptian god strategies, you can also go ahead and use it in your Wicked Beasts, because it says that this card's effect and activation cannot be negated, same as the above, the Fist of Fate before. It says, choose one monster you control whose original type is Divine Beast, or whose original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Deadroot, or the Wicked Eraser. Accept a monster already affected by Divine Evolution, and it gains 1000 attack and defense. Its effect, activations, and its activated effects cannot be negated. Well, I'll say that 5 times fast. Also, it gains the following effect. When this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard of their choice. Wow. The artwork is so good on this, man. Wow. Next up is a level resist wall as a brilliant super rare. My goodness. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, target one of those monsters, special summon monsters from the deck in defense position so that their combined levels equal the level of that monster, but negate their effects. You can only activate one level resist wall per turn. Amazing. Then we have Angel 1 as the super rare. So we've gotten basically into the super rare territory now. And Mare Mare, which is basically a tribute helper because he gives you tokens. Harpy's Feather Duster as a super rare reprint. This is amazing. We have Nimble Mamanga, Bazu the Soul Eater, Cyber Dragon, another Nimble Mamanga, a third one too, so you can basically float into the entire strategy with just one structure deck. So you don't need to buy 3 of these things to have 3 copies of this, which is really good. We have Hardened Arm Dragon, Super Nimble Mega Hamster, Evil Swarm Mandragora, which is a really good super special summoning card, and I think it's like basically the superior version to Cyber Dragon because you can still summon it out even if you have a monster on your field. So these are really good cards, of course. Photon Saber Tiger. Oh, there's 2 of these guys. Cool. When this card is normal or flip summon, you can add 1 Photon Saber Tiger from your deck to your hand, and if you do not control another Photon Saber Tiger, this card loses 800 attack. So it's basically a searcher, which is really good. I really like how they did this. They give you triple Mamangas and double Photon Saber Tigers, so it's not like these cards are dead. So that's actually really, really good about this deck. And I don't think the Slifer deck does it that well because they have 3 of, I think it's Arima, the Wicked Warden, if I'm not mistaken, the one that searches out Layer of Darkness. So I think that's really good. Super Nimble Mega Hamster, wow, is also good synergy with your Nimble Mamanga. So that's basically a 4th copy of it, which is really good. So you can easily see a basic synergy here. And these 2, of course, also nice. Hardened Arm Dragon is also a good special summon card and a good protection on any tribute summon card. And Bazu, I guess, is just a beat stick. Evil Swarm Salamandra. I don't really like how they put this card in there, but I guess it's fine because there's another Evil Swarm there, so it does make sense, I guess. Ra's Disciple. This I really like because there's 3 of this guy. So they basically kept multiples of every card that would need them, you know? And I couldn't believe it when I first saw it because I wasn't expecting Ra's Disciple to be in a structure deck that wasn't revolved around Ra. But I guess it is generic Divine Beast support, so it's really good to see it in this deck nonetheless, and I really, really do like that. Then we have Unmasked Dragon. Do we have 2 of these guys? No, we don't. We only have 1 Unmasked Dragon. I guess I spoiled the rest of the cards. Nimble Beaver, not too great, but I guess it's fine. It's recursion for the cards in your graveyard, so that's something. Condemned Witch is such an amazing reprint. And, well, since we're on the topic of amazing reprints, we have Gizmek Uka and Gizmek Makami. I hope I said that right. We'll be getting more Gizmek support in the boosters to come. So it's really nice to see both of these guys get reprinted in here. So anybody who wants to make a Gizmek deck will have a good call here. So even among the monster lineup, I think we have a very, very, very strong set of monsters, especially the Triple Ra's Disciple, the Nimble Mamangas, and the Photon Saber Tigers. I really, really like how they did that. And kudos to Konami for picking their cards right. A lot of people are seeing that this deck could have been better, that there could have been more meta-relevant cards, but I believe that for what it is, this deck is really good. But before we get to any discussions on it, let's go into the spell. Brain Control, really good card here. Monster Reborn, classic DD capsule or different dimension capsule. Also a good searcher. Pot of Avarice, a staple in a lot of decks like Sky Strikers and Shaddoll, so it's good. Double Summon. Not quite sure about how good this is today, but I can easily see how it would be included in a deck like this, so that's fine. Forbidden Chalice, Lance, and Dress. By far one of the most surprising aspects of this structure deck is these 3 forbidden cards, and it does tie in beautifully with, where is it? Where did it go? This girl. Condemned Witch, because she basically searches all of these spells. One of these whenever she's normal summoned. So I think that's really good. So that's like, you have multiple sub-engines in this deck, which I really, really do like. So that's also really another good thing about this deck. Let's wrap up with the rest of the cards. We have Supply Scout, always a good card. Monarch Stormforth, I'd expect no less. I think it's in both the Egyptian god decks, so nothing too great there. Call of the Haunted, Cloning. Oh man, I wish they could have done this a better card, but whatever. And to wrap things off, we have a Drowning Mirror Force and just a bunch of advertisements and Legacy of the Duelist and Duel Links. So that basically wraps it up for this opening. I really think that this deck is the superior of the 2 structure decks, but I know I may have some bias talking here. So I really want to hear what you guys think about this and what your opinions have been on these structure decks. I don't think they are structure decks, so on the Egyptian god decks and what you think about them. Because the reviews have been quite mixed about this product, and I think that what people wanted in the end was for this to be meta-relevant, and in so doing they're forgetting the fact that Egyptian gods were never meant to be meta, but more so to appeal to the nostalgic side of Yu-Gi-Oh! But again, that's just my take on the matter. But I really think that they did an excellent job printing out the stuff that they did in the Egyptian god deck Obelisk, in the very least. So that's it for the opening, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.